Hey, hi, it's Max, and I'm really glad you're here with me today. Before we begin, just take a slow breath with me. In and out. Because what we're going to talk about is something that almost every language learner goes through. And honestly, it can feel heavy. It can feel confusing. It can make you doubt yourself. I want you to know you're not alone. You know that moment when you're sitting with your notebook open, maybe your coffee is getting cold, and you're trying to remember a word you learned yesterday? You can almost feel it. It's right there, somewhere in the back of your mind, but somehow it's gone, completely gone, like it never existed. And suddenly, your head gets tight. Your eyebrows pull together. You close your eyes and try to drag the word back up from your memory. But nothing comes. Just silence. Just frustration. I've been there too. Many, many times. And honestly, sometimes it makes you feel a little stupid. You start thinking things like, why can't I remember this? Everyone else can. Maybe I'm bad at languages. Maybe my brain just doesn't work. But listen to me slowly and clearly. Your brain is not broken. You are not bad at languages, and you're definitely not alone. Let me tell you what happened to me once, because I think you might understand the feeling. I was studying for almost 2 hours. I had a list of simple words in front of me. Easy words. Words a child could remember. And still, the next morning, I looked at the same list, and it was like my mind had wiped everything clean overnight. I felt this little wave of embarrassment in my stomach, like I had failed at something basic. I remembered sitting there, elbows on my knees, hands covering my face, thinking, what is wrong with me? Why do I forget so much? Why does everyone else remember words and I can't? And maybe you've had a moment like that too. Sitting on the floor, feeling tired, books around you, a little confused, a little defeated, not sure what else you can do. If that's you, I want you to stay with me. Stay right here. Because the truth is softer than you think. Forgetting words is normal. It's human. Your mind isn't failing. It's actually doing its job. It's trying to protect you from information that doesn't feel connected yet. You see, your brain doesn't remember empty things. It remembers things that feel real, things that have emotion, things that have a moment attached to them. So if you've been forgetting words, if you've been sitting there with your head in your hands, thinking something is wrong with you, I'm here to tell you gently, nothing is wrong. You're learning exactly the way humans learn. And the best part? You can change the way your brain remembers words. You can make vocabulary stick, really stick, without pain, without stress, without fighting your memory every day. So, let me take you into that moment that changed things for me. It wasn't in a classroom, it wasn't in front of my notebook, or during a study session where everything felt perfect. It happened somewhere completely different, somewhere messy, loud, real, and I think that's why it stayed. I was in a small bakery, not a special one, not the kind you see in movies, just a normal place. The kind of place where the floor is a little dusty, the window is a little foggy, and everything smells like warm bread and sugar. I loved going there because the smell made me feel safe, even when nothing else did. I remember standing in line, thinking about a word I had been trying to learn all week. A simple word, nothing complicated. I repeated it so many times that it almost felt meaningless. And still, every time I needed it, my mind went blank. And then it happened. The woman behind the counter looked at me, smiled, the kind of smile people give when they know you're not local, and she said something in her language. It wasn't a long sentence, just a small question, a simple question. But inside that question was the word, the exact word I kept forgetting. And it hit me, not like a lesson, not like a vocabulary test, more like a little electric spark inside my chest. Because suddenly the word wasn't floating in my memory like a lonely piece of paper. It was connected to something real, a real person, a real smell, a real moment, a real emotion. My brain didn't say, "Oh, I memorized that last night." It said, "Oh, this word belongs here, this moment, this feeling." And from that day, I never forgot it again. That's when I realized something important, something that no teacher had ever told me, something no textbook had ever explained. Words don't stay because you write them. Words stay because you feel them. And maybe that sounds strange. Maybe you're thinking, "Max, how do I feel a word when I'm just studying alone in my room?" But trust me, you can. Even when you're alone, even when you don't live in an English-speaking country, even when your life is busy and stressful, you can still create a moment for a word. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine the word cold. If you write it in a notebook 10 times, you'll forget it. But if you walk to the kitchen, open the freezer, and touch something cold, actually feel it on your skin, and then softly say, "cold," your brain suddenly wakes up. Because now the word isn't just a sound, it's a sensation, a real experience, a mini story. Or imagine the word tired. If you just read it on a list, it's nothing. But when you're lying on your bed after a long day, your eyes half closed, your body heavy, and you whispered to yourself, "I'm tired," the word becomes part of your life, part of your story, part of you. This is how memory works. Your brain doesn't care about long lists. Your brain cares about moments, real moments, small moments, micro moments, moments that belong to you. And once I understood that, learning vocabulary felt different, softer, less like a battle, more like a conversation with myself.